Wait, somebody's coming. Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for being with us here today. We really appreciate that. Apologies for the delayed start. We got messages that there was an accident, and we wanted to ensure that many of you could have been here before we started the proceedings. At this time, I'd like everybody to stand as we sing the national anthem. We just have another technical difficulty. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to start with a prayer because we need to thank God for us being here today and for all that He has done for us as an alumni. I'd like to call on a volunteer to lead us in prayer.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity for us to gather here this morning. We thank you for the opportunity to impact change. We thank you for the opportunity for our CCSS citizens to be a blueprint for what we want every citizen in St. Lucia to be like. We thank you for the opportunity to be part of our school, to be part of our community. Lord, on this day, we ask that you touch all of the hearts of those who walk our island. Our children are our everything. Our schools are our everything. Help us always to support them in every single way that we can. We thank you for the government and the impact they have in their leadership. We thank you for our educators, our administrators. We thank you for our parents. We thank you for those who have fallen on the side. Help us all to make it our duty to bring them back on the path. Help us to know that alone we will not get far, but together we can climb mountains. Heavenly Father, we call on you this day. Through Jesus Christ we pray. Let the house say,
Amen. Amen.
At this time, I'd like to invite you to take your seats. The next item on our agenda is the welcome address, which will be done by our Vice President. Give her a round of applause as she walks to the podium.
Good morning. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Like Joanne says, we are happy that we have actually reached to this point, that we actually have an annual general meeting. We are happy for those online that could join us and those that can be here. And we hope that what we say to you and what we impart to you, that you will receive with an open ear and a welcome spirit. So welcome everybody here and welcome everybody online.
Okay. At this time, we'd like to get to the real business, where we do the adoption and confirmation of reports. This will be done by a member of the board. Allow me at this time to just introduce the board of directors. who have been working tirelessly to make today a success. Before we start, some of our members, unfortunately, could not be with us here today, but nonetheless, we appreciate their efforts in us arriving at where we are today. So all of this would not have been possible without our head, our team leader, our president, Ms. Joanne Isaac, our first vice president, Mrs. Usha Deloney Daniel, our second vice president, Mr. Darren Hosier, our treasurer, Mrs. Marcelina St. Edward Prevail, our assistant treasurer, Miss Adria Rose Thompson Ogis, our secretary, Miss Cecilia Marquis, who is absent but who is online, our assistant secretary, Miss Caroline Felix Ogis, who is also absent but viewing online, our public relations officer, Mr. James Ajuda, our assistant public relations officer, who is also absent, but Mr. Roger Girard, our school representative, Mr. Michael Pitterking, who is also absent, another school representative, Miss Ronelle Biscom, who's also absent. Our floor representative, Michelle Bissett. Another floor representative, Mr. Damon Walters. And last, by no means least, myself, Mrs. Ernette Kangalanda, the legal representative. And this is your list of board of directors who have been working behind the scenes and in the front lines to make everything a success. At this time, I would like to get to the meat of the business, where we call on our treasurer, Mrs. Marcelina Preville, to share with you the treasurer's report. So, Mrs. Preville, over to you.
Just a minute. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, before we delve into our figures, I would like to call on our president to give her welcome message to the general body.
Good morning, everyone. Um, the agenda will be on the screen shortly. Miss Marcelina Preville will be taking care of that so that you're aware of the run of the meeting, run of the morning. Officially, thank you everyone for coming in. Those who are seeing us online, we appreciate this. My welcome is in our AGM package, but I'm just going to briefly say thank you. We planned 10 events for this academic year, or for this fiscal year, and we're 7 events done, completed with success. And that is very exciting, only because of where we started. So we have to, let's go back a little to where we started. I spoke about this at our red and white ball, but it's important for you to understand how we came together. We came together somewhat randomly, the majority of the members of the board, and we're actually extremely global. So the reason why some of our members are not here this morning is because we have Roger Girard, who works in Germany, who actually came in for career day, for the brain bowl, and then for roll call, and then had to hurriedly leave. We have Cecilia Markey, who's in Turks and Caicos. And then we have Caroline, who is on the island, but she's doing her part at her home with her ailing mom. So the majority of our board is sitting here ready to be there for you because every single one of them, their choice was to serve their school in any which way they could, which is why they're sitting here. A call was put out on Facebook for anyone who would like to be on the board because we wanted to have as large a swath of members as we can pull from. Now, the term, 3 years is the term. Our term, some of us will be ending next year. Some of us will be moving on before then. But it is very important for you to understand that this wasn't I pick a friend, this one picks a friend, that one picks a friend. We really wanted our members to come from all classes as much as possible. We would love to have our young people on board, and we're doing our best to get there. We've been speaking to a few. And we have some board members, or rather some members, who would like to be on the board at some point. So understand that the term is going to be 3 years. It ends in 2025. And then if you are a member, which is a $20 annual fee, you have the option of voting on the things that we do and voting for who you would like to be a candidate. We really want this protocol to be as codified as we possibly can make it because we want representation. We want representation from every decade sitting on this board. So you have that opportunity. You have that opportunity once a year to come and sit with us and discuss what we've done, what we're doing, and where we're going. Because as CCSS citizens, the most important thing is not in saying who should be doing what for us, but for us in deciding how we push ourselves forward. It's about agency. All right? So we put the call out to you. Come on in, and thank you for being part of everything that we do. Marcelina will be giving you a breakdown of how money was spent for 2023. Money was a little better for 2024. So again, thank you, because it's because of you we're here. And let's not forget, we're an NGO now. We're an NGO. What does that mean? We can bring in monies from grants outside of St. Lucia. So we're not taking from the resources that are in St. Lucia. We can make some decisions and bring in some funds. And we have an amazing grant writer who has already signed up. So you'll be hearing more about that in the time to come. But again, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Madam President. As we mentioned earlier, I'll be going through our year in review, the financial position, and where we started and how we got to where we are today. About us, we are the CCSS Global Alumni. We were established in 2022 with a view to representing and developing strategic activities for the alumni community and to support the school with key activities. Our vision: a strong relationship between past and current students of CCSS to foster an environment conducive to continuous learning, cultural appreciation, and good citizenship. The mission of the association is to provide continuous support to CCSS for the enhancement of social and academic development of all current students, with the hope of inspiring former students and teachers to be active participants in the functioning of the alumni. With that in mind, we will go further. We have a membership right now of 38, inclusive of our board of directors. I will not go through the figures, but it's on screen. The names, our donors. Without our donors, we would not have gotten to where we are today. So we would like to say a thank you to our donors during the financial year, August 2023. We are currently going through our financial year actually ends on August 31st. And what we are reviewing is the first year of operation, well, 11 months because we started in October. We're going up from October 2022 to August 31st, 2023. Some of the highlights for the period: on March 22nd and 23rd, 2022, we had our first career day or career days. These were 2 days where the alumni and friends united to support the students of CCSS, extending the school's reach into the community and reconnecting the community with the school. I would like to report that was a major success, and our students and the students were very grateful for that opportunity. They were exposed to many careers out there, and as an alumni of the alumni of Castries Comprehensive, we have a wide range of professions. So the students were very happy and appreciative of that effort. Another area that we would like to highlight for the period 2022-23 was the roll call, which took place on the 25th of March, and homecoming on the 2nd of July 2023. Roll call, the inaugural live streaming of our prestigious event roll call, drew hundreds in physical attendance and garnered thousands of viewers via the live stream. Again, a success. For homecoming was new to us and our environment. So despite the challenges, we successfully hosted the first homecoming, which brought together a diverse mix of alumni, current students, their families and friends, to a full day of sunshine and enjoyment. I mean, the years came out. We had booths from the different years, and also our corporate sponsors all came together to bring this to life. And again, we're looking forward to a bigger and better one. But our first, we must say, we're very happy that we could report success. We will move on to our figures. We operated for 11 months to the financial year. Our first activity was the Fun Walk in January of 2023. From the Fun Walk, we had the roll call, and then we also took part in Junior Jazz and Homecoming. These were our 4 major revenue earners for our financial year. The total revenue generated from these activities, $28,687. Our total expenses for the period, $23,027. Returning a net profit for us for our first 11 months or 3 months of activity, $5,666. We are definitely calling on our partners, the alumni, to come together and embrace and come out in large numbers to support our activities. This is one positive way of giving back to the community, giving back to the school, and of course, enabling us to enrich the lives of the generation to come. Our next slide will just give you another view of our financials and a greater detail of the line items. I would like to thank you for being here today, and also thank you for contributing to our effort. And our contact information is on screen. We are on Facebook for people like me, Instagram and Twitter for my daughter and son, and the younger generation. So you can reach us. We also have our email address, and you could reach us via WhatsApp at the number on the screen. Again, thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Treasurer. And it is nice to see that after our first year, we can say that we made a profit. Not a very, very big one, but for our first attempt, our first effort, I think we deserve a round of applause. Okay, at this time, we're gonna get to the next agenda item. What are the plans that we have for the coming year? What we intend to do moving forward? So at this time, I'd like to call on our president, who's gonna share with you where we are going in the next financial year. Thank you.
All right. Before I do that, we do need to address some of our losses. You have to realize that we were coming into this association without any money. We had a lot of expenses from the get-go that we had to take care of. When we did the fun walk in 2023, we had 50 tickets sold that Friday. 50. And some of them were just supporting in terms of buying T-shirts. We were sending prayers out that weekend. Look, if 5 people show up on that Sunday morning, we are walking with the 5 people. We will be okay, and we're going to keep going. Let me go back a little. The December, we had a game night. Our board members took their personal money out of their pockets to buy $1,000 worth of drinks. It stormed all day. It stormed all night. And we were the only people in the auditorium. Only people looking at those drinks in the cooler like that's going to be breakfast, lunch, and dinner for us for a while. So luckily, we had Karen Fontenelle who did purchase the drinks from us and saved us. But still, we said, let's keep going. They're going to come on board. At some point, our alumni will come on board. Now, fast forward to the walkathon. That Saturday, that Sunday morning, we woke up like 4 in the morning, nervous because we can't have 2 bad events where nobody shows up. Game night in December, the walkathon in January. Lord, do something. I mean, we were really at it. And that morning we came, we're setting up, we're nervous because you don't understand the stress these things can bring on you. It's not just the physical stress. There's a mental stress that will squeeze life out of you. But our board said, we're doing whatever we have to do. We're going to be there. And we were there, and people started coming in. And they started coming in. And we had about 300 people there. And we were celebrating like we've never celebrated before. It's like getting food during a famine. We got food during the famine, and we thought, all right, now we can go. And people started saying, I want to be on that board. I want to help. I want to do something. And we were smiling. Then roll call came. Again, we thought, if we sell 200-300 tickets, we're good. Because my people do not buy tickets before. They buy tickets the day of, the night of, the morning of. And it's hard to plan when you're new, when we don't know what we're catering to. So 100 tickets were sold for roll call. And we were hitting the radios. We were hitting social media. We were doing everything we could. And yet 100 tickets were sold for roll call. The night of roll call, about 700-800 people showed up. Were we fully prepared? No, we were not. We were not fully prepared. We had the PGTA with their little chicken doing their food the best they can, and we're thankful for them. We had a bar that within the first hour ran out of drinks, and our savior was in one of our board members, Damon Walters, who went and get a truck full and had it parked in the parking lot, and we were rushing to open bars and sell some drinks. We were not prepared for 800 people, but they paid their ticket the day of. And we got to understand, when we are preparing for things, the stress is tremendous because we don't pre-buy anything, and it's hard for us to plan. So this roll call this year, if you noticed, we had 4 restaurants, we had 2 MCs, we had 3 bars, and we killed it according to what everybody said, the reviews. So you are doing your thing, and we are thankful. But based on what we had at the walkathon, based on what we had at roll call, we decided a homecoming. Oh, it's going to be our greatest fundraiser is how I was selling it to the board. It's going to be the big thing. It's going to be our annual thing. And we went all out. We did every possible thing that we could put in place to ensure that the hundreds that kept showing up would be there. If we had 50, we had a lot. And we suffered a tremendous loss. A tremendous loss. The fact that we even came out with a 5,000 profit from 23 is a shocker, because homecoming took a lot from us. And a lot of tears were shed because we thought, what are we going to be doing here? We're not even getting a pattern. We don't know when they're going to show up. And yeah, y'all surprised us. With 10 events, we're at 7, and y'all are killing it. Y'all are killing it. And we're thankful that we're moving forward. All right? The plans, you now had the past. You have the present that looks, the present is looking good. People are talking about CCSS. We got Leon Hess students wanting to be CCSS alumni. Look here, we welcome everybody on board. Our plan is to become strong CCSS citizens. That if you're sitting at home, if you have never done anything, if you are in the diaspora, wherever you are, I am telling you there's something for you to do. We have VHS tapes that need to be digitized. We have students that need to hear of careers. Telling them I'm an anthropologist, they think all I do is dig in dirt because they've never really heard of someone who's an anthropologist. Telling them we need historians, they're like, who's going to pay us? I don't want to be a teacher. That's all you do when you're a historian. They need to know that those people putting on carnival events, there's money in that. Let's get some money out of there. We can't teach all of our children to be attorneys. No offense to our Miss Kangle, Attorney Kangle that we love. We do need them. But we need event planners. We need people who can handle the digitized world. Is it the right word I'm using, digitized? We need people out there who are doing different things to move not only our school forward, but that can move our country forward. We have to understand that schools are the places where children are molded into the citizens that will run our country. If we do not give to our children right here, right now, and if all we're doing is calling on a government to take care of our people, man, we're in trouble. You can impact our children. Each and every member of the board is here because they want to impact our world. It's called agency. Find what needs to be fixed and see what you can do to fix it. And no, you ain't got to be in St. Lucia to do that. You can be anywhere in the world in this age. We're in a different age. You can reach our people from anywhere in the world and have an impact. So our future is looking at our citizens, our CCSS citizens coming on board. Voting when we ask you to vote, because we're going to be sending out some Google Forms to see what you would like for us to do. Because we're here to serve you. This ain't for us to be making decisions. It's for all of us to make decisions. And we can do this. We gotta be the blueprint of what St. Lucia needs in schools from their alumni. We just have to. And we're not here just to do it for us. Look here, other schools. We're looking for everybody to come on board. Let's do this together. Let's have a national alumni association where representatives from all of the schools are on board to say, let's do some national things as an alumni association. All right? So I am going to slow it down now and shut it down now. When we send things to you on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, we don't have a town crier to go in the village and call you out and say what the message is. We're using social media. That's our town crier now. You gotta listen. You gotta share. You gotta tag. You've got to pick up the phone and call somebody, because that's what St. Lucia used to be like. A message can get to Viewfort before it even finished in Castries. If it's a bad message, we're sharing it. Man, we need you all on board to share the good messages. And there's some good things happening at CCSS. But again, we need you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Madam President. And I urge you to hit that call. We need you guys. It's a lot of hard work. We all have things to do. We are all busy people, but our school matters, our future matters, and we love our little ones. So we're looking forward to more participation from everybody. At this time, we would like to open the floor. If there are any questions from any of the attendees or anybody viewing online, the floor is open for your questions. Anything you want to know from us, about us, the floor is yours. I'd like you to come to the podium, please. Right here.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to first start off, I would like to first start off in congratulating the association for the tremendous work that they've been doing for the past year and a half. It is really, really enlightening. I am even a little sorry that I didn't jump on board, but trust me, my obligations could not have allowed me at that time. However, as a new retiree, I offer my services as much as possible. That said, I have a suggestion. I note the hard work that the team has been doing basically on their own, and it's really, really heartbreaking, to say the least. My recommendation is that we develop some subcommittees, and that could be headed by, say for example, you have a finance subcommittee and you look for volunteers, because really and truly to see you all always scuffling, running around, going and buy the drinks, Darren, we need drinks, you know, it's really, really hurting my heart that you all are the ones initiating, executing, implementing, resource mobilization. So with that said, I think alumni, we are a lot out there, we can do it. And as I said, I offer myself as much as possible. Since I'm rewiring, I don't know where I'll be in September, but for now, we're virtual. So I'm on board. However, keep up the good work and let's continue to make our CCSS community proud and prouder. Up, up, up. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we do appreciate every ounce of support that we get. It means a lot, and that is what keeps us going, because we really, really are very passionate about CCSS and being able to actively contribute and do a meaningful contribution to society, which we have been, because CCSS, as you know, we are the best. I'd also like to acknowledge the congratulatory messages on the live stream. Again, we thank you. We thank you for tuning in, and we thank you for the kind words. And if I can say so on behalf of my team, we will continue, whether we have 5 persons, 10 persons, 1,000, we will, because this is not, we just want to do this. We are very passionate about CCSS, and I think you can tell, and I'm happy that it is seen, and I'm very happy that it is expressed, that our hard work really doesn't go unnoticed, because I think everybody sees the outcome, but behind the scenes, it is a lot. And after all the events, we are tired, but we are still here very early this morning. So again, we thank you, and we will keep up the work. But we can't do this without the support of everybody. Any more questions? Any more questions, comments for us? Okay, at this time, since we are a team that likes to involve everybody, I did say thank you to those on the stream, but at this time I will just read a few of the comments that's been shared on the live. The comment from Ed Bradley, he agrees with the sentiments expressed by Madam President. Well said, Madam President. Ermin Sylvester, great job team, enjoying every event. Thank you, and we appreciate you. Oh, the comment didn't finish. It says, yes, we need to offer our help to make this work. CCSS, yes, we do. We are rallying with everybody who wants to come on board. Thank you. Ed Bradley again said, we need to share the load. The board is awesome, but heavily overloaded. Agreed? We are. So come on board, assist us, and lighten our load. Somebody asked, how often does the board meet annually? We have one AGM per year, but we meet depending on projects. Sometimes we meet every Wednesday in a month, and the closer we are to, and sometimes Thursdays. So we meet on a need to meet basis, but our meetings are generally carded for, it's supposed to be every 2 Wednesdays, but like I said, we have met every Wednesday in every month for the last couple of months for the 10 events for the 50th, because we wanted to go big, and we're almost done. Sunday, where are you? I'm tired. Makita George, who is a very supportive alumni. She actually is from my year. I appreciate you, Makita. You are not here, but I see the work that you do, and thank you. She says, job well done to the team. Thank you, Makita. Ed Bradley again said, to keep up the great work you do. Congratulations on the success of this year's events thus far. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And before I continue, I'd like to just announce, if in case you guys are not aware, but we actually earned our NGO status. By this, we mean that we are now recognized as an organization, and we can actually go to funding agencies, put in our petitions, our applications to see if we can get grant funding so that we can actually do more stuff, more things for our school. Our school needs a lot of things, and we don't have all the time today to go into details, but we actually need to do a lot of work at our school. So fingers crossed, toes crossed, with your support and with God, we will be able to overcome all our challenges and get to do more things and see, more output and more progress from CCSS. Thank you. Oh. Our treasurer has some words to add to all of this. I'd now like to call on another board member. Miss Adria.
Good morning. I'm Adria, your humble servant. One other matter that we need to take into to do at this point in time is what our constitution requires of us, the constitution of the CCSS Global Alumni Association. And it calls for the official approval of the membership of the board. All right? So our president would have told you how our board came about. But now that we are having our first AGM, we actually want our membership to approve of the board. So I'll read to you, not in much detail, but what the Constitution requires. It requires that by resolution, that means everybody who's on the floor and who's out there, approve of the board. So this is what we are going to undertake at this point in time. So in accordance with our Constitution, we now need to move a resolution for the approval of the current board for it to serve out the 3-year term ending August 2025. So members, now you have been introduced to the board, including myself. So members approving of this board, that it continues up to 2025, August 2025, say yay, and with a show of hand, of course. So I'm asking that you do that at this point in time. So members approving of the current board, please raise your hand and of course say yay, and we'll take record of that. Yay. All right, a lot of yeas in the house. Those disapproving, you may say nay and of course show your hand. Okay, not one show of hand, very good. So the board has been approved unanimously to continue to August 2025. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you for approving us and of our works. At this time, oh, sorry. Yes, it will be. So it will be circulated, but only to members who have paid up their subscriptions. $20. That's okay. No, at this time, the team believes in the motto, to whom much is given, much is expected. And we also like to recognize the persons people when they support us. So, because this was our first AGM, we really didn't know how many people were going to show up and stuff like that. But we decided that the first 5 people to attend, because I know it's Saturday morning, we had work yesterday, we partied maybe last evening, but to wake up at 9 o'clock to be at a meeting for 9:30 is hard. So we appreciate those who are in attendance, and for the first 5 persons who made it here today to support us, to say thank you, we have a little token of appreciation. I don't know the names, but I will signal the 5 persons. Our dear lady who spoke to us, Caroline. Yes, Caroline Eugene. Thank you. She supports all things CCSS, and we love you. We appreciate you. Let her come. Remain standing. And I don't know her name, but I know her husband very well. But I do recognize that at every event, I have seen your face. And thank you, Catherine. Junior? No. Yes. Okay. Miss Junior. What's your name? Junior. Thank you. We appreciate you. Continue supporting CCSS. Catherine, come up to the podium, please. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Kato. Our dear, 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 dear Kay. We love you. She supports everything. CCSS. Won't you call her? Yes, I got you. Kay, come up. Now, they came in. Yeah, they came in together. Who entered the door first? Woo! Thank you. What's your name? Marcia and Pat. Woo! Class of 88. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. At this time, we would like to adjourn today's proceedings. And thank you everybody for attending, and we look forward to serving you bigger and better in the new year. Thank you.
When we look at the 7 that showed up today and the 700 at the next meeting, we can see growth. Yes. Oh, sorry. 7 that showed up first. All right, let's take a group picture with give us a background, Marcelina.
I will.
50th anniversary something.
But come in front of the table.
You want to sit with us?